Hello friends, so welcome to this demo. So in this particular demo, we'll see how we can enforce or how we can configure the diagnostic settings, enforce the use of HTTPS and TLS for your web apps which you have configured within Azure. So in this particular demo, we'll be using the same web app which we have configured for our previous demos. So I'll click on web app. I'll be using the same web app SA-web app 489, and if you'll go on to the left hand side under monitoring, you'll be able to see the diagnostic settings. So if I'll click on diagnostic settings, I'll be able to set that okay, which diagnostics logs I want to send it to a storage account, to a event hub, or to a log analytics. So I can give a name to, let's say, uh, web app 489 logs. And then if you want to send it to a storage account, you can send it. So I don't have any storage account in this particular location. So, but you can send it to your log analytics workspace, right? Or you can send it to a event hub. All those details you can provide. And also you can, provide that, okay, whichever logs you want to send, let's say service logs, console logs, all the requests which are coming, the any kind of errors which are coming, or your HTTP requests, and then your FTP logins, right? The kudu logins, all those information you'll be able to send it via the diagnostics log. So these logs are very important from a security perspective. And let's say tomorrow there is some request or a anomalous activity has happened, and if we have stored those logs into some, or from a diagnostic perspective as well, if you have stored those logs to a storage account or to some centralized tool via event up to a Splunk or to a log analytics, in that case you'll be able to correlate that, okay, what has happened at what time. It will help us to correlate in case of any security incident, and you can send those particular logs, and then you can define basically the retention period as well. So retention period will only come in the option of storage account only. So you can see that, okay, for how many days we want to retain those logs and the metric information we have. So all these information we can apply it from here. So I don't have any storage account. So if I'll click on here, it will update my diagnostic settings and will send it the logs to the log analytics workspace. So this is how we can enable the diagnostic settings onto a web app. And now we can go to that how we can enforce the use of HTTPS and TLS. So if I'll go to SSL settings under, so you can see the SSL settings and TLS settings under SSL. So here I can enforce the use of HTTPS only. So in this case, my all traffic will be redirected to HTTPS if there is a request coming on HTTPS. So my web app will request only HTTPS connections. And then here I can enforce the use of which version of TLS should be used. See, couple of regulations like PCI DSS and all, they need that, okay, if your web app is processing some kind of confidential or credit card data, in that case it requires the use of TLS 1.2 because earlier versions have some bugs. So in that case you can enforce, you can also configure the incoming client certificate. So in that case the client will be accepting the valid certificates only. If you have your custom domain name, you can do the SSL binding. So all these information, all these settings related to the certificates and binding the SSL certificates, if you have any kind of custom domain, you can do that. And apart from that, these three settings, the one other very good security feature is web app is having that, okay, you can provide the VNet integration, that, okay, which all services should be able to access your web app. And then also you have the option to configure a Azure front door with the web application firewall. So in that case, your request will be handled by the web app, and then it will be delivered to your web application. So all these information you can basically configure. You can also configure the access restrictions. You can apply the firewall rules, which all IPs are allowed access. So here you can apply or create different rules that whether you want to allow or deny a particular request. So in that case, if you deny, that particular IP will not be able to reach to your web app. So these are the different security settings we have to basically secure our web app, which we have built up in Azure. So this is it, friends, in this lecture. In this lecture, we have discussed how we can enable the diagnostic settings and send the logs to Event Hub or storage account or to your log analytics workspace. And then we discussed how we can enable HTTPS, enforce the use of TLS, and how where we can configure the custom your certificates. And then we discussed that okay, how we can configure the WAF and which options we can use. So thank you, friends. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.